What's up? What's up? What's up, Fins family? Thank you for waking up with TD in the morning. It is your boy TD, man. It is Monday morning, and as I promised you all that I would be bringing back Wake Up with TD, June 1st, which is now. And I realized that I'm actually out of town right now, so I'm not at home. I'm not at home able to do my usual, but I told myself, don't let that stop me. Let me go ahead and make sure I can still go live. I'm down in Miami, South Florida, Broward County, actually, not Miami. So 5 minutes away, if y'all know what I'm talking about, in Hollywood, at my parents' house, and I'll be headed back home later today. But I wanted to go ahead and get it started anyway. I didn't want it to stop what I had already promised. So Wake Up with TD in the morning is back. And even though we've had some of the past, this is like a fresh beginning. So I'm labeling it episode 1. I'm glad to be doing this because it's going to help me get up early in the morning, get my day started, and start it off the right way with my Fin family. So y'all make sure y'all hit that like button on your way in the building. Now, I just woke up, but I didn't want to wake the whole house up doing this. So I'm in the car, I'm on full ride. And I'm not going to have it long this morning. I just want to talk to y'all for a little bit because I know a lot of people's mind is consumed with what's going on around the world right now between COVID-19 and the riots and different things, the social injustices that have been taking place. And it's been almost a week and a half, almost 2 weeks now. And I decided, me personally, I wanted to, before I even really dove in and started talking about some of the things that were going in, let me sit back, observe what's going on, make sure I fully understand it, because sometimes sometimes it's wise to not react right away, but to see everything that's going on. And there's a lot of things that have come across my mind and got me thinking. And it's very interesting. But first and foremost, head coach of the Miami Dolphins, Brian Flores, he basically came out with a statement. I don't have the words verbatim in front of me, but the essence of it was he was kind of like calling, I'm gonna be honest, to me, he was like calling people out, basically saying, everybody knows what's going on with the social injustice issues. Especially with Mr. Floyd, it's wrong. And I don't think I've heard anybody in this entire situation say it was justified or anything of that nature. So I think everybody knows what happened to this man was wrong. And Flores basically came out and said that there's been a lot of conversations with him lately about injustices, racial injustices, in regards to the NFL protests, taking knees, all that type of stuff. He said a lot of people would talk to him about it, especially being one of the few minority coaches. And then he also said that even recently, as we discussed before, about the rule change, the Rooney Rule, about African American or minority coaches getting opportunities in the NFL to actually get promoted to become a head coach. And he talked about those things, but he also pointed out that it's kind of interesting that everybody who talked to him and asked him questions about those things, they wanted his opinion, and they went ahead and wrote articles and said everything they needed to say. But now that things like this happen, those people are, in so many words, he said, nowhere to be found. You don't hear them opening their mouth now. And at the end of the day, I started to think about that, and that's the essence of where the issue lies for a lot of people, is the fact that when things like this happen to a specific community, a specific group of people in our nation, when these things happen, a lot of people in their thoughts and their words go missing. They go missing when the same people that are fighting for equality, they need those words and their thoughts to be heard, but they go missing. And Brian Flores went on to say that it showed him something, in other words, and he's severed ties with a lot of relationships, basically cut them off because people are kind of showing themselves in their true colors. And I rock with that, and I understand that. I rock with that, and I definitely understand that. So that was Brian Flores' stance, but I want to dive a little deeper about some of the stuff that's been going on. Now, I think that at this point in time, everybody's aware of the issues facing a particular community, that being the African American Black community in the United States of America. And I would think, because I already know I'm gonna have some people coming in the comment section, hey bro, I'm on your channel to talk about football, I don't want to talk about this and that. Well, guess what? Too bad. If you don't like it, it's a button that's red that you can hit that will free you of hearing anything about this. Now, am I turning this channel into a social injustice channel? No, I'm not. But it's my channel, and sometimes whenever I have thoughts and things in my mind that I want to speak on, it may have nothing to do with the Miami Dolphins, but I might choose to use the platform to speak about it. But I also want to let y'all know, and stay tuned, that I will be having a separate platform to talk about building our nation, healing our nation. And that isn't specific to any one group at all. That's for everyone. I will have a separate platform for that, because one thing that I've realized, it's one thing for us to sit here and talk about what's going on. It's one thing for us to be protesting / rioting / whatever we want to, however we want to look at it. It's one thing for us to do that. But the problem that we face in a lot of situations is the fact that that's all we do. But in my lifetime, I have, at least in my vicinity, have yet to incorporate myself with actual action, because everything is surrounded around talk and without action. And I'm not naive to think that, well, actually, let me reverse that. One man can make a difference. But I'm an individual who really does believe in the more people you have working towards a goal, the more likely it is to actually have success in achieving that goal. So that's why I think it's going to be important for me, because I think that I owe that not just to myself, but to the individuals that are fighting for something greater than myself, and that being justice, equality, and great humanity. So I'm actually going to start another platform to have those discussions. Y'all stay tuned. I'll let y'all know when y'all can find that platform, because I want to make sure that I do keep this channel to leisure for me. Oh, this is fun. This is my dolphin family. I want to keep it that way, and it's gonna stay that way. But that isn't gonna exempt this channel from me speaking my mind at times. So I want to get that straight now. And anybody who don't like that, trust me, I'm not sitting here begging for subscribers. I can go down to 200 tomorrow, and I'll be rocking with those 200 that rock with me. But I can tell you now, I have almost 9,000, and trust me, I have full confidence that all 9,000, almost 9,000 rock with me regardless anyway, okay? So, with that being said, all right, that's out the way. Now, we all know what happened to Mr. Floyd wasn't right, just bad. But I also want to say that the unfortunate part to it all is, as I sit back and process it, instead of being reactional to what happened, and may he rest in peace, and his family, they can't find peace in this. You can't. It's hard to find peace in situations like this. So I understand why everybody's upset. But, and this ain't a but because of that, but I sat back and I deciphered everything that's went down. And one thing that I don't stand for is allowing individuals to speak for entire groups. What do you mean by that, TD? I have family members that are in law enforcement. I have people that I know that are great people in law enforcement, regardless of the race. And yeah, a lot of them are African American because they're my family members and things like that, but I know them all. But one of the most unfair things that I think exists is the labeling and treatment of all officers based off of one idiot. One idiot. And it ain't just one idiot, because those individual idiots are spread out all over the nation. They're spread out all over the nation. And in Mr. Flores' situation, you had an idiot plus a few more sitting there allowing the idiocy. Okay? But I don't let that speak for all officers. I don't let that speak for all officers. That's just the type of person that I am. Because if one idiot African American does something really dumb and stupid, I don't want people to let that individual speak for me. No, I don't rock like that. You can't speak for me. When you do something stupid, that does not characterize who I am. When I do something stupid, it does not characterize who you are. So that's how I live my life, man. I individualize situations. But, capital B-U-T without acronyms. But it's happening so often out here, man. It's happening so often. And newsflash, ladies and gentlemen, just because you see the things that recently happened, these things happen every single day. It's just sometimes they put it out more than others. They put it out more than other times. These things happen every single day. And if I'm supposed to live in a world where we are all supposed to live right, treat each other right, do right by each other, exercise the ultimate humanity of loving one another, how can I do that when we all aren't living equally? We all aren't living fair. We all don't have the same realities. How can I do that when my life is at risk at a higher rate than others because of the pigment of my skin? It's happening, I don't even want to say too often, because one time is too often. But it's happening with total disregard. Total disregard to one's safety and overall life. And it sucks. It sucks when to be an African American man, a black man, to know that the way that you were born, the skin that you were born in, has consequences. And I don't want y'all to get the wrong idea, because I'm the proudest thing that I could possibly be about the color of my skin. I promise you that. But truth is truth. Truth is truth. It sucks to know that because of the pigment of my skin, I won't have the same reality as so many others. That's tough to swallow. That's tough to swallow. The beautiful thing that I love about what God has blessed me to do is not let that cause me to be resentful or hateful towards those who don't look like me. And I thank God for that. I thank him for that. I thank him for that, because the thing that he's blessed me with is love, grace, and appreciation of man. The man. And when I say the man, that's men, women, all of that, but humankind. So what's happening out here in the world right now, in our country per se, is people just want to be treated the right way and treated fairly. And when something happens to someone who looks just like me, they don't want everybody to look at them. They don't want everybody to look at them and say, whatever. Because let me let y'all in on a little secret, whether you're white, black, Asian, Hispanic, let me let y'all in on a little secret. The African American community, the reason why they cry out so hard and they do things that they're doing is because they know, we know, that if we're really going to get change for all of us to live the right way and be happy, we need the same individuals that ignore it to pay attention. We need the same individuals that ignore it to pay attention. The same individuals. We need help. We need help. We need help. I don't know how else to say it. That's the secret. That's the secret that nobody's out here talking about. Because, I mean, you might even speak to people, we don't need help, we can do it ourselves, blah, blah, blah. I agree, but the state of our community, how divided it is in itself, we need help. That's why people take knees on football fields, whether we agree with it or not. Even me personally, I think that there could have been better ways to even address that issue. But I'm not here to criticize those who did it, because we're basically trying to figure out, how do we get everybody to see what's going on? And we can keep arguing saying they see, they just want to ignore it. But I'm not going to give up like that. I'm not going to give up and say, people see, they just want to ignore it. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to continue to say, we need help. We need people to open their eyes and see what we see. And just because you don't live our reality, sometimes listen to understand and don't listen to respond. We need your ear. We need your open mind to understand. We need that. We need that. And I truly do believe that. Join us in helping all of us be better. Join us in helping all of us be better. In regards to what's going on around the nation right now with the rioting, I have some thoughts on that as well. Like I say, I don't speak for everyone. I just have my opinion, and those who agree or disagree is just how I think, how I feel about it. I'm not even excusing what's happening out here because, again, what's happening out here is semi a result of people who are out of option and don't know how to get people to hear us. And it's like it's gotten to an extreme now. It's like being behind a window and people are on the other side and you're running out of air and you need their help. They can see you and you're telling them you need help, but they can't hear you. You're running out of air in that room. They can see you in there and you're telling them you're running out of air. You're letting them know you're running out of air, but they can't hear you. And you're wondering why they can't see your gestures that you're running out of air. And you know they gotta be able to, they gotta see me. And you're running out of air. So what does that person start to do when the air gets thinner and thinner? They start panicking. And what happens when they panic? They start beating on that window. They start trying to break that window. They start trying to get out of that room by all means necessary, through just every means necessary. They try to tear the room up to find a way out so that they can, just in case you really can't hear them, they want to make sure that you really can. They're beating down windows, burning the room to hopefully you can see the smoke coming through the door or the window sill. That's what's happening. Now, the unfortunate part about it all it's not all the protesters that's doing it. There are a lot of peaceful protesters out here, man, just trying to let their voice be heard. But as the news continues to come out, especially yesterday when the news came out about the group Antifa inciting violence in these peaceful protests, to a degree, it's very unfair, because what the media is showing the country is a specific group of people tearing up stuff and being uncivil. And I'm personally in the point right now where I'm looking into it a little bit more to understand what's going on. But from the gist of it is, there are peaceful protesters all around this country, and small groups of mobs are coming in, inciting violence in them to give the peaceful protests an image of chaos. And it's becoming a compounding effect, because once we see chaos on the TV, I know some people are emotional, and when they see those things, they go out and join it. they go out and join it. And what scares me about the African American community in this situation is we're out here trying to get our voice heard, but in a lot of cases, our own community ends up destroyed. Our own community, when you destroy a target, and 50% of the employees at the target are of African American, now you have somebody unable to go to work to feed their family potentially. Not to mention, as we're out there trying to get our point across, for some reason, the media is doing everything they can possible to make us forget about the thing called COVID-19. To forget about this thing called COVID-19. You can turn on any channel, any news channel, and you see hundreds, if not 1,000 people gathered in some of these cities. Ain't no such thing as 6-foot distances. Holding hands. Like when do we get the, and everybody, well, not everybody, half the people have on a mask as if COVID-19 is only transmitted through your nose and your mouth. I find it very, very interesting. I find it very, very interesting. Because 30 days from now, Lord knows I pray because if you really think about it, ladies and gentlemen, when you really think about it, although we're out there protesting for the right cause, we're also at risk of putting our entire communities, actually the nation, at risk. Because every single one of those individuals out there are going home to probably 3, 4, 5 other people who then are out living their lives as these states open right back up. And it'll go unspoken. Nobody's gonna talk about it. If the numbers start increasing about 21 to 30 days from now, and more casualties, if this nation goes from 100,000 to 200,000 casualties, nobody's gonna point back to this situation. Nobody. Honestly, y'all, listen, man, this conversation can go for days about so many different things. But at the end of the day, I don't want to sit on here and rant to y'all. But I am really starting another platform to have this conversation because I don't have all the answers, but I do have some great suggestions that can help bring everyone together. And I'm not going to be one of these individuals sitting around talking about it all the time, because that's all we've done is talk about it. My dad was sitting there at the kitchen table last night talking to me, telling me about stuff that I had no idea about. I was asking him more about him being from Newark, New Jersey. And how I said, Dad, I be on my stream and I got people from Jersey and they say Newark was the hood of the hood. And I didn't know that. He was like, yeah, it's one of the worst things in the country, that area. He said it's a lot better now, but back then it was terrible when he was growing up. And he said, you think that this is rioting now? Look up the Newark riots. I said, what do you mean the Newark riots? I looked it up. I said, wow. So this was 19, I forgot what year was it. I might be wrong, 1980 something. I forgot the year exactly. But I said similar situation. We were rioting then, but here we are in 2020 rioting. He said, oh, you think that's something? Go to the riots in Philadelphia. Go to the riot in Philadelphia. Back in the 80 or 67 or something like that. And I look it up. And the police dropped a bomb in the chimney or something of a complex where quote unquote drug dealers were. They were controlling the neighborhood and they dropped a bomb in one house chimney and it blew up the whole neighborhood. 65 homes destroyed, blew it up. They dropped a bomb and the city admitted that they dropped too much ordnance and it blew up. Everybody died except one person, and that person went to jail for 7 years because they charged her with conspiracy. She got out 7 years later because they admitted that it was excessive force and she ended up suing the city. And I said, how do people not know about this stuff? Is this real? I'm watching it on YouTube myself. I'm reading about it. I'm like, they dropped a bomb in one house's chimney and it blew up 65 homes, the whole neighborhood. Everybody died except one woman, and they took her to jail for 7 years. 65 homes. And the people rioted. I said, how is this real? But it's been happening. And why do I bring that up, y'all? I bring it up because we riot, we talk about it, we beg for justice, we beg for equality. But again, at some point we gotta stop and say we gotta be about nothing but action. Intelligent action. Action that's gonna actually allow us 50 years from now to say, remember those days, instead of 50 years from now reliving those days. Because this isn't new. Every time these things happen, we treat it as if it's new. Our fight about it is as if it's new. It's not new. It's not new. So action, action, action. That's what I'm going to be about from this point on. I'm not going to be one of these internet people typing my life away without action. Because that's why we keep revisiting it, in my opinion, because I don't want to diminish anybody else's fight and how they fighting, because it doesn't make the way I'm going to fight the ultimate right one. But my mind tells me it's time for real action. It's time for real action. And the best way that I know how, because everybody don't have all the answers, everybody don't have all the resources to change things. But the best way that I know how is doing what I do best. Communicate. Love. Conversate. Just like I do on this channel. I don't come on telling my Dolphins opinion and Xing everybody else's out and not even letting you give me your thoughts. No, that's why my platform allows everybody else to come on the screen and talk to us about what they think. Because if we all can get our voice heard, we all can start to understand each other a little bit better. That's why I want to start a platform where we can have these conversations and it ain't got to be uncomfortable, because there are going to be rules. It's for grown-ups. It's for intelligent people who want to progress the conversation. And when I say intelligent, that is a sense of perspective. Don't think you got to be degreed and sound this and that way. Intelligent basically means that you're wise enough to know not to bring the division to the conversation. That you know how to keep your emotions at bay when we're having the conversation. So that we can actually have it. Because in the world today, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. You know what? You're canceled. I just won't talk to you. That's why nothing's getting done. That's why nothing's getting done. Nothing is getting done. I want to hear people who totally oppose what I believe. I want to hear from them. I want to break it down. I want to be able to ask them questions. It's called perspective. It's called perspective. TD don't condone racism, didn't condone slavery. But you know what God did bless me with? The ability to recognize, what if I was born a slave master? What if I was born different? I want y'all to really think about that today. We got to start talking to each other. TD ain't no talking to these people, blah, 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 blah. So you gave up. You'll see, bro, it's a losing battle. These are things that I talk to friends and stuff about. Oh, it's a losing battle to try. So you gave up. You gave up. I ain't gonna give up. I ain't gonna give up. My ancestors didn't give up. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. I ain't giving up. I'm not. Just ain't. At the end of the day, we're going to have some real conversations. And the crazy thing is, the conclusion to those conversations might be some real pills to swallow for everybody. But they got to be had so that everybody know what they need to do going forward to live in a peaceful, prosperous place in this nation. So again, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream, man. I'm going to go ahead and end this stream in a little bit, man. But I'm just asking y'all to open your minds, open your hearts, man. And don't give up. Don't give up. A lot of people are tired, man. A lot of people are tired. They over this, man. But I'm asking y'all, don't be over it. Don't be tired. Because I don't want us 5 years from now having riots in the street talking about the same thing, and then 10 years from now, same thing, 15 years from now, same thing, 20 years from now, same thing. Yeah, and all I'm doing is asking people to understand, do you recognize that we're doing the same thing over and over again, hoping for a different result? And y'all already know what the definition of that is. I mean, what the word that brings that out is. Insanity, man. It's insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again, hoping for a different result. And it's not changing. So if you're real about humanity, we gonna have this conversation. This week, I'm gonna be on the backside of TDPHINSTALK, working on another platform, another channel to have these conversations. And don't hide, y'all. Everybody who got something to say, you know how I do it. I hit that live button, and I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. We need to talk. We family at least. And I know we got over 8,000 subscribers. You think 8,000 people gonna come over? No, but they don't let that discourage us. On this channel, we got white people, black people, Hispanic people, Asian people, man, you name it. We got everything. And all y'all, we all good. I rocks with all y'all. Everybody. Family, my fam. I rocks with y'all, man. Y'all my family, man. Real talk. But I want to hear from some of y'all. If you don't feel comfortable, you don't feel comfortable. It is what it is. But when I start this other platform, I want to hear from some of y'all. And I'm going to be honest, this ain't about beating up anybody or talking down on anybody. That ain't what this is about. It's about having that open dialogue of what do we need to do to bring justice to everyone. How do we feel about this? How do we feel about that? So if we all feel this way about it, what do we need to do to actually change that circumstance? And when we all figure out, see what this is going to do, what my vision, what God has put in my mind is, it's going to actually have the progressive conversation to move forward. Because we all talk about we need justice, but 90% of the people that talk about it don't know how to get it. I don't know how to get it, but we just need it. That don't work in this world. That don't work in this world, so we gonna have the conversations. How do we get justice? Wait, what does justice look like to you? What does justice look like to you? Because we're also gonna find that it looks different for a lot of people. That way we can actually hear each other's and come up with a commonality. And once we come up with that commonality, we need to make that law. And how do we do that? Well, first, and then we bring on guests, people that can educate us for the things we don't know. First, you need to do this. All right. So how are we going to do that, people? We're going to do this together. We're going to heal the nation together. And we can do it. And during that process, we're going to have people who are talking down on it, who are totally against it, and we got to remember what we're doing it for. We're going to have mods that when racism comes in the comment section, this for adults. This for real people that want to see change. Not all this internet banter back and forth about how I hate you and no, I hate you. No. This for real people. Real men and women. We can't change things in this nation unless we do it together. And this is going to be the first step of me doing what I know how to do, the influence that I know that I could bring to the table. Because we all sit here and say, what can I do? I'm just one person. I get it. I get how that makes people feel. I'm just one person. Even though I believe one person can change a lot. I get what you're saying. I know the feeling. I'm just one individual. I know what we need to do, but I'm just one person. Nobody want to listen to me. Then let's do it together. We gonna pull everybody along together. We gonna pull everybody along together, and we gonna do it together. So those ideas you have, those beliefs and those thoughts that you have, let's bring them together. A 100 voices are more powerful than one. 1,000 are more powerful than 100. 10,000 more powerful than 1,000. 1,000,000 more powerful than anything under it. This ain't gonna be TD's channel. This is literally something that we have to do together. This ain't about me. This ain't about me. It's not about me, man. And I'm going to tell y'all before I get out of here, I've come to the conclusion myself that half the stuff that's out here ain't even real. The stuff that they put in your face ain't even real. I truly do believe there is a bigger work at play, a bigger group at play. There has to be, because some of the stuff out here is intentional. It's intentional. There's some things going on. And we're going to talk about everything. 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 And I see y'all in the comment section about the left, the right. See, when we had these conversations, it ain't about the left and it ain't about the right. It's about what you believe. We ain't talking about no left. We ain't talking about no freaking right or no freaking left. It's about what you believe. What you believe. How you feel. What you want. Because part of the main problem is the association of either the left or the right. When you associate yourself with an individual side, it's no different from being in a game. Think for yourself, believe what you believe. And let those things align for you. Because some people on the right will be on the right until the day they die, even if they adopt all the left's principles. Some people on the left will be with the left till the day they die, even if they adopt the right's principles. Think about it. Are you really? You're part of a game. I ain't saying don't support one side or the other. You're gonna have you have a choice at the end of the day. But make sure you know the difference between support and pledging allegiance to. Because if you rock with TD right now, you're supporting me. But if I go out here and just start hurting people and doing all kind of crazy stuff, if you still support me, that means you pledged your allegiance to me. And you shouldn't be doing that. You can support, but we out here pledging our allegiance to things, even when they don't stand for us, whether that's the right or the left. So make sure y'all understand that. The difference between support and pledging an allegiance to. We gonna have these conversations. And thank you, Frank. It's not about left and right. It's about right and wrong. That's what it's about, man. We need to stop the identity politics. We need to break down every situation for its situation. And I'm going to be honest, y'all talking to somebody who study and consumes themselves on their off time with government, politics, laws. That's what I do in my off time. And when I break things down, whether it's the left or the right, I just wipe my eyes and just shake my head of How is it possible for people to support this over here, to support this over there? Because they out here pledging allegiance instead of just supporting. We gonna have these conversations. Y'all stay tuned. I'm gonna be working on it this week, a separate platform. Y'all come over and let's talk, man. This is bigger than sports. This is bigger than TDPHINSTALK. It's bigger than the Miami Dolphins. These are the conversations that's going to allow us to be in the stands together and feel so close. This is bigger than all of that. It's humanity. I love y'all, man. Let me get up out of here. I love y'all, love y'all, love y'all, love y'all, love y'all, man. I don't have all the answers and I don't know everything. It's no different from the Miami Dolphins. I don't have all the answers and I don't know everything. But that doesn't stop me from talking about it. And as I talk about it and I hear from all of y'all, I learn more and I know more. 2 years ago, TD was the casual fan. I have become so educated in the Miami Dolphins because of not just my own work and research, but because of all y'all insight as well. All y'all insight as well. That's why we need to start this platform, because I don't have all the answers. Neither do all of y'all. Humble yourself and recognize it. None of us has all the answers, but when we talk about it and we love each other when we're talking about it, that's what it's about. We'll get answers. We'll know more. We'll understand more. We'll be able to make intelligent decisions at that point. We'll be able to make change. Real change. Tangible change. It has to be done through conversation. Something so simple. Frank said, I have the answer, love one another. That ain't the answer, Frank. You know why? Because we still need the answer to why we don't. You can't just do something. That's what these conversations will be about. You can't just do something. Go tell a drug addict, just stop. Why can't they? We need to understand why we don't love each other. We got to have those difficult conversations. Root cause. Root cause everything, man. So when we're on there, when we have this platform, if person A has a view and person B has a view, the way the platform is going to work, person A isn't going to be trying to prove person B wrong. Person A is going to think in his mind, I love my brother person B. They just don't know. They don't know, and I want to help them by educating them. And person B isn't going to say, oh, they're an idiot, they blah, blah, blah. Person B is going to say, I love my brother person A. They just don't know, and I want to educate them. And we're going to start educating each other, not blaming, not debunking, not sitting here telling them why you're wrong, but just educating each other, talking to each other. And my job will be to ask the clarifying questions. This platform ain't going to allow people to be going back and forth, arguing and debating. No, it's going to be, tell me what you think. I'm going to ask clarifying questions to see if that holds up. You tell me what you think. I'm going to ask clarifying questions to see if that holds up. Now we can get down to the facts. We can get down to the facts and we can lift each other. What you thought was right, you got information today that said, wow, I never knew that. What you thought was right, you got information today to say, wow, I never knew that. We elevate together. Now we all know. But all this internet thuggery of going back and forth, you just this and that and you don't know and all that. What is that doing? It's keeping a division. I'm tired of division. Division ain't bringing nothing but hate, death, dishonor, anger, frustration, pain, tears, fear. God, I'm shaking right now. Literally, I'm shaking. I'm shaking right now. I love y'all, man. I'll see y'all later. I'll see y'all later, man. This TD Fans Talk. Thank y'all for waking up with me. It's time for me to get my day started. Hopefully, I'll be back home tonight. If I'm back in time, we're going to try to have Insanity Monday. If not, I'll try to keep y'all posted in the community tab. I'm in South Florida right now. I'm getting everybody together. We're about to go back to Central Florida in a few hours. I'll keep y'all posted, but y'all be on the lookout, man. Y'all be on the lookout, man, because we gonna do this. We gonna do this. We gonna do this. We gonna do it together. We gonna do this together. We gonna do it together. We ain't gonna be talking about how many receiving yards Devontae Parker gonna have on this channel. No, this grown people stuff right here. This is change. This is real. This doesn't deserve games. We gonna do this. We gonna do it together. Love y'all, man. I'll see y'all later, man. Let me get up out of here. Be safe. Y'all be safe too. Y'all be safe out here, all right?